What up everyone, and as you can tell, before I start this video, you can tell I got my hair done. I think I said that in the past couple of videos. I got my hair done, like it's different. But I think this is the last bit of change I'm doing my hair, other than getting it touched up, like with the color up on my roots and with the cutting and all that. That's the only bit of difference I'll be doing. But yes, I got it dyed a darker color and I got my bang cut. So let's get on with this video. This week's video, as you can tell by the title, it's a more serious video. 2 months ago, back in May, it was Mental Illness Awareness Month. You're probably thinking, why are you doing something about mental awareness? Like, you don't seem like you have anything. I do. I will explain it out to you at the end. But I am going to be telling you a story. I have it all written down, word for word, of how I want to say it. I just have the names changed about who's in the story and about what it is. Well, what it is 100% true. So let's get on with it. I'm going to be looking up because I have it all wrote on my computer. So let's get right into it. Four years ago this summer, actually next month in August, it will mark 4 years since I was called some hurtful words by someone I cared about as a friend. I thought they cared about me as a friend too, but it turns out they didn't. It's hard to be told basically everything in a book. You should never be called a female. As one of my friends has called it, every word under the sun. Or as I call it, every word in a book. It's still hard to come with terms with today that I will be like this for the rest of my life, no matter what. Every day I wake up in the morning time thinking, I'm going to be happy today. I will not think about it today. When I was typing this up one day, it started like that. I woke up, I was happy, I was excited, I was like, yes, I'm going to conquer today. There's going to be nothing in the way to stop me. But the time I was writing this, I wasn't feeling like that anymore. I felt like crying. I felt like crawling into a corner and crying. Since then, I've learned to control what I feel. I learned that if I learned to not seem or look like I want to crawl into a corner and want to stay there forever. I learned that if I look at my phone, my iPad, or a book, I will feel myself again. I would feel like the one I was before this happened. I've learned that when someone tells me something that is not true about myself, I want to scream at them. But I've learned that's not how to handle it no more. Back when this happened, that's how I handled my freak out. I would lash out at people, and it might not even be what they said to me. It might be something completely different. But that's how I handled it. I'd have it bottled up too long inside of me, and then I'd lash out at someone as soon as they said something on something I didn't like. I've learned that's not how to do it no more. I've learned to talk to people more. Talk about how I feel. Let it out as soon as I feel it. Because if I don't let it out, it gets bottled up for too long. It gets bottled up longer than I should have it bottled up. I'm already getting upset. When I feel like I'm starting to get really overwhelmed, I have to go to my quiet place and sit down and take deep breaths for a couple of minutes to calm down. If I try to ignore the feeling, it disappears, but only for a short amount of time before I feel like coming back. Before I feel like I'm coming back to where I was. contemplating on what to do. Tell someone or keep it bottled up inside of me. Sometimes it's good to keep it bottled up inside, but other times you have to let it out. You have to tell someone. It's good for people to understand why you say you are the way you are and what you say is true. Someone important in my life, I'm going to name her Tessa. Because I'm not going to say her actual name. Tessa was there for me for the past 4 years the most. I'm with someone else. She knows they know who they are, who's been there for me the most. They've helped me through everything I've been through in the past 4 years. But the one has been there since the moment it happened. I'm going to name her Tessa, because she's going to come up a couple times in the story. If you had to ask one of those two people how I was back then and how I am now, they will say they are proud of who I became since that summer 4 years ago. They will say they're proud of the courage I have gotten. So this is a story about how I became how I was 4 summers ago. If you wonder what I'm doing, I am scrolling down on my computer because it's up above my camera. And this is where my whole story is too. So this is my story. It was like an ordinary day. I just got back from going to the pool with my cousin. I was talking to a guy I cared about as a friend since we broke up about over a week ago. Yes, you're probably thinking, why were you talking to someone you broke up with over a week ago? Like, you guys broke up, you guys should be in. But I like to stay friends with some people. This was someone I wanted to be a friend with still. Yes, I didn't care about him the way I used to when we were together. I got over it quickly because it was a mutual breakup. It was a summer fling. It meant really nothing. Yes, I probably thought it meant something when we were together, but other than that, it wasn't. We never talked for about almost over a week, and then I messaged him. Worst decision of my life. One of them. We were talking for a couple of days, and I was like, cool, we're friends, like, that's that, whatever. And then later that night when we weren't talking, I was talking to someone else that we worked with over the summer at the same place. And she messaged me and she said, I really don't think you're going to like what, let's call him Carson. You're not going to like what Carson called you. I was like, I typed back, oh, it can't be that bad, just tell me I will be fine. Next big mistake of my summer. So she told me, saying, he told me, and I quote, he doesn't want to have anything to do with a effing ugly fat W who can't take a hint that I don't want anything to do with her fat A. Or her fat bum, and she is a H. I'm just saying the letters. If you don't want it, you can message me and I will somehow tell you the words. This broke me down. But then I was like, oh, she's probably just joking. I told her, I have a funny joke, you're joking. Like, whatever. She was like, I'm not joking. And then she sent me a screenshot of her and his conversation. He actually called me it. I don't have the pictures to this day because I didn't want them on my phone. I didn't want my mom to go through my iPod and find them. Because mom knew me and him broke up. But mom didn't know we were talking to each other again, and I didn't want her to know what he called me. When she did that, I actually broke down. I sat there and I cried my eyes out. I shut down for basically the entire night. My parents weren't home, so it was fine. I didn't have to explain to them why I wasn't leaving my room. Once I calmed down somewhat, I messaged one of my friends, I'm going to call her Sarah, and I told her, I was like, I explained everything to her, what was going on. And Sarah messaged me back, calming, sending a whole whack of comforting words, saying it's not true, like, don't listen to him, like, he's just being a D-head. And I was like, or she was like, he's being a bumhole, and I was like, she was actually saying the bad words. She was like, he's being an effing bumhole, and I calmed down. It made me laugh because it was funny that someone was calling him these words after he called me all those words. But thinking back on it, I know the words aren't true because I grew since then. But back then, when you're 16 and you had never been called these words in your life, they get to you. They get under your skin. They make you freak out. The next morning, I shut down from the world. I never touched my iPod. I stayed in my room unless I needed things, or unless my mom called me to do things. I would do them, but I would do them slowly. Slower than normal. My mom asked me if I was okay. I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. I'm just a bit tired. Yeah, a bit of a headache. I was like, okay. After about a month of hiding it, I wrote a note to my mom saying, Mom, for the past month I've been feeling really sad and I can barely sleep at night. I wake up multiple times during the night and I'm not 100% sure, but I might be depressed. My mom came into my room the next morning when she was getting ready to do laundry, and she was like, Victoria, I read your note last night. I know you don't want me to tell your dad, but I have to tell him. And we're going to have to bring you to the doctor to see what's going on. I'm like, I know. That's why I told you. And my mom's like, why did you say you feel depressed? I was like, I said it on the note. For the past month, I've been really upset about something, and I can't say it. And she's like, okay, I'll talk to your dad tonight, and we'll hopefully get you to the doctor in the next couple of days. My mom talked to my dad that night, and then a couple of days after, I seen a doctor. My mom thinks that summer, the reason why I was so upset and didn't want to do anything is that my brothers moved away at the same time. They both did. One moved to town for school or for work, whatever, and the other one moved somewhere else. I was a little upset about that, but that wasn't the whole reason. I had a bit of a separation anxiety because I had both my brothers move away at the same time, but most of the reason is this story. And the doctor asked what I felt. I looked at him, I told him honestly. I was like, I feel sad, I feel exhausted, I feel like I'm alone, like I want to curl up in a ball in a corner and cry some nights. Sometimes. And I never want to leave my room. And also I barely sleep at night now. That was honest. I was saying the honest truth to him. And my mom just looked at me. She was like, gave me a look and saying, what? And then the doctor looked at me and he asked me some more questions. He was like, how long have you felt like this? Have you ever cut? Did you ever think of cutting? I looked at the doctor and I said, I have felt like this for over a month now. I have never cut. And I showed him my wrists. But yeah, I have thought about it. I just could never pull myself to actually go through with it and cut. I felt like I was stooping too low. He wrote everything I was saying down. And then he asked me one more question. Have you ever had suicidal thoughts? I looked at him and I said, no. I I have never had suicidal thoughts before. He jotted that down. He looked up at me after and he said, with the most sympathetic voice he could make, and he said, "You have a form of depression. And I am going to prescribe you this medication for to help you sleep at night. And you're going to be tired." And he looked at my mom and he said, "If she tells you she don't want to do anything, let her. It's her way of coping. She wants to just go sit in her room, let her. If she wants to go play with some of her friends, let her go. Let her find herself." I cried when we left the hospital when I got back to my room. I felt like I just lied to my mom's face. My mom still doesn't know to this day that full reason for that summer. But the next time I'm home and I'm alone with my mom, I have to tell her. If I don't tell her, I'm going to feel like I'm still lying to her. I feel like I'm lying to her right now. That she is home, not knowing this, what's bottled up in me. Sorry, I'm crying. But what are you going to do? I try not to cry. The long weekend came along and my mom didn't want me to stay home alone as well as on my medication while they were gone anywhere, so they asked, did I call her Tessa? Tessa, I think I named her. Asked Tessa if I could stay with her for the weekend, and she said yes. Well, her mom said yes. That was good for me because I was able to get all of this out to her. She was there for me since then. She has seen me through my ups and my downs and all around. She's seen me everywhere. She's seen me when I was at my happiest and when I was at my saddest and at my most nervous. She witnessed me have a breakdown before, and it was the scariest thing she said. Ever since that summer, 4 years ago, I have worked on getting better, getting back to who I am. I've been working on myself. Since this summer, I have had multiple breakdowns, multiple anxiety attacks. Some nights I would even cry myself to sleep. I was that stressed out and that scared of something. I've also gained trust issues, lack of self-confidence, insecurity. I was the most insecure the past 4 years than I have been my entire life since I've gained weight. Which I didn't gain much weight, yes, I know. But when I was called all of that, I've gained the most insecurance that I ever had. And the only time anyone ever knows about this is if I trust them. I trust them the most. When I trust someone more than someone else, they learned this story about me. They learned how I am. But if I don't tell them the story, it means I don't trust them. So there's one person I talk to now that I am trying to tell this story to, but I can never pull myself to it because I trust them so much. I trust that person so much. I can't pull myself to say it because I feel like I will ruin everything. I know I won't because I trust them and they trust me. So we will never know. Hopefully I will be able to tell them soon. But this is the story about why I am the way I am and why I will always have days in my life where I want to be alone and by myself, and why sometimes I say I feel lonely and why I am always basically alone. I hope you guys take this video. I hope you guys take this video into consideration about not everyone you see on camera or in person, if they seem fine, they're not always fine. They're most likely battling something inside that they don't want let out. I've had that. People always tell me, oh, you're fine, like, you'll get over it. I'm like, I've been battling this since this point in life. I've not gotten over it yet. I don't think I'm going to get over it soon. It's hard. It's hard to do what I've been through. People may say, oh, you didn't have it that bad. Like, there's way worse that could happen to you. Yes, there is way worse that could have happened to me back then. I understand that. But I've had the easy way out of it. I've had the easy way out of this kind of situation where I was called so many hurtful words. But I was privileged enough to never be called these words until this one person. And then that made me think, if I blab too much to anyone, they're gonna hate me. Like, I can't do it. Like, I have to stay enclosed. I can't let myself be trust anyone. So take this video into consideration about not everyone out there is who they say is how they look on the outside. Inside, they're most likely completely different. Comment down below about anything you want. We can have a discussion. You can even message me through private message on YouTube if you want. And subscribe if you're not already subscribed. Give it a thumbs up. Like it if you want to like it. You don't have to. And all my social media links are in the description box below. Subscribe to both my channels, my main and vlog. Subscribe to my, check out both my last two videos, my last main channel video, my last vlog, and I will see you all next time with another video. Peace out, everyone.